Jada Pinkett Smith. Isn't she just the proof that witchcraft exists? Isn't she just the proof, guys? Because I want to actually take an opportunity to share with you all some revelation in a different kind of way to what you've probably heard, right? Think about this. A man who is so-called built to be logical, who has built up an incredible body of work, some questionable performances, such as that time he tried to do a Nigerian accent. That was horror. But we all have our good and bad days, so that's not important, guys. You know, Will Smith, for me, I am so not even disappointed, because I don't want to call it disappointed. I'm like in despair about the situation, because I'm just like, I don't understand it. Like, you've built up this incredible career. You were the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? This cool dude, yada, yada, yada. He's had all these iconic movies that he's been in. Although I must say, the fact that he turned down The Matrix, for me, was like, okay, maybe things weren't where they needed to be from the beginning, because how on earth did you not say yes to The Matrix? But I am happy because now I got to enjoy and meet Keanu Reeves. And there is no other Neo than Keanu Reeves. Okay. And so, but the irony for me about the Matrix movies is, who's in the Matrix movies? Jada. You know what I'm saying? And it's not funny. That's the point. Like, it's actually not funny, because this is like a whole... Things like this are like the things that shatter modern relationships, because we all watch it, and then the men don't want to be men like Will Smith, and the men don't want to be with women like Jada. And then us women, right? Some of us are like horrified about becoming women like Jada. Others are like, wow, she's doing it well. Because the way this woman is laughing in these interviews, and they're like, yeah, well, yeah, technically so you've not been together since 2016. Yeah, I mean, and she's got she's so good at saying nothing. Like, she's really good at saying nothing. She's like, oh, well, and it's the perfect, like, what's the word? Manipulation of femininity. What we have cannot be broken. And of course we're together. Of course we're this. No, you're not. You were either together or you were not. You were either, and the moment you were out here, right, with August Alsina, your son's friend, which is just weird to me. Like, so weird. Also, she's in a band, isn't she, called like the Wicked Witches of whatever? Let me Google this right now. She's in some band, it's called like the Wicked Witches of the West. Oh my gosh, do you know what? She should actually start that band. She should start that band, and she should recruit Kris Jenner and Beyonce. Oh my gosh. Oh, that would be great. Wicked Witches of the West. No, but on a serious note though, because she actually reminds me of Kris Jenner, because there are these women, and it's always these kinds of women who like kick the masculinity out of men, right? Because like Kris Jenner literally blood-suckingly sucked the masculinity out of Bruce, who went from a freaking decathlete to Caitlyn. How does that happen? How does that happen? What am I looking for, guys? Oh, Jada's band's name. And listen, Tupac dodged a bullet. God might have allowed all this that happened to Tupac to protect him from that woman. He might have just been like, you know what, son? I don't even want you to have to experience that, because my gosh. But the point is, right? Let's find this band. Oh, this is so funny. Wicked Wisdom. I just can't make this stuff up. Like, Wicked Wisdom. Wicked Wisdom. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. So, okay. Let's read this, guys. Let's read this. We've got a lot to unpack here. So, okay. Sorry. She's the one who formed the band as well. Wicked Wisdom. Guys, The deception of femininity. Here we go again, right? Oh my gosh. And this is why when people say to somebody like myself, oh, you're making a big deal about everything. Like, not everything is a conspiracy. Not everybody is doing this. This is why. This is exactly why. Because some of people in the world could, so many of these situations and issues, is actually Kris Jenner in this band? Of course she isn't. I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't be laughing about it, but I have to. She composed the band. Anyway. Oh, gosh. Okay, anyways. So the point is, guys, I'm getting so distracted because it's just hilarious to me. There's nothing important there. They're just talking about how Ozzy Osbourne's had a heavy metal something, and the fans and he allowed a Wicked Wisdom to perform, and they didn't like Wicked Wisdom. Anyway, Wicked Wisdom. Oh, I can't forget that now. Wicked Wisdom. Let's say it more times. Wicked Wisdom. Sounds like she just call the band after herself. And this is the thing, guys, about what scares me truly as a woman. And I say this because I'm a woman, right? So I understand that there are two extreme scales that us women exist on. Now, how it looks can be to different degrees, as in not every person does everything in the exact same way. Like, not every woman does everything in the exact same way. But as a lesson, I have very proudly taught to my younger brothers, who have come back to tell me that, you know what? You're right. And I'm like, praise the name of Jesus. And I have prayed all of heaven down to protect my brothers from these women, right? Anyways, angels, demons, I've said it. Angels or witches. We're either angels or witches. We're either angels or demons as women. And it is really that extreme. I can't possibly explain to you guys. And the time that I get the most reminded of that is because of all the issues that happen in our womb and the emotional roller coasters and just the wild behavior. I'm like, why is the existence of being a woman so extreme, right? When we tap into that side, it gets scary. It gets very scary because do you know what we have? We have the power of seduction. We have the deception of femininity. So if we take that and we decide to use it in a demonic manner, hello, Jezebel, hello, Delilah, hello. And then men fall for the freaking trap and abandon logic for these women. And it's just insane, guys. And I'm going to give you guys two biblical examples. I talk a lot about Eve. We already know Eve. Yeah, Eve, she done what she did do. Adam threw away logic for a woman. We've heard it all before. Will Smith. Right, let's talk about Esther. Because Esther is probably my favorite woman in the Bible. Is she my favorite woman in the Bible? She might be my favorite woman in the Bible. Oh, Mary, though. Because Mary, girl. Anyway, so imagine if Mary had been a selfish mother, like a lot of mothers today. Imagine if Mary decided, oh yeah, Jesus, I want to turn you into something. Obviously that couldn't have happened because God would never have allowed it. But just imagine. That's what I'm saying. The power of being a woman is actually insane. Anyway, let's talk about Esther. Esther was like an angel to everybody. She was like an angel in the Bible. Why? Because not only did she save her people, but her and her uncle were pivotal in helping the king, right? Who, bless him, was a very generous man and not very intuitive, if you ask me. Okay? And so him having her versus these other women, this is why I love the way they show the story of Esther in the Bible. In the movie, One Night with the King. It's on YouTube. You guys can actually watch the full movies on YouTube. Praise the Lord, right? And I love that there's all these little subtleties about Esther where she was concerned about the people and she was concerned about her husband. And bearing in mind, he was king of like a quarter of the world at the time. So this isn't a small... So she decided she wanted to be wicked. Actually, let's talk about what's her name? Vashti. Queen Vashti, which was his wife from before. Because basically, if you guys don't know what happened, pretty much the king had this huge like party festival because he was a very generous man, like, and he would like reduce the taxes for the people and throw the bashes. Like he seems like a very genuine guy, right? And so him and the lads had a few too many drinks, right? And he requested for his wife to, I don't know, come, and I don't know where she even was. She should have been, I don't know, maybe with the other ladies, maybe, I don't know, but I don't know where she was, but she came anyway. She didn't want to come. She denied going to see the king because she was like, well, I don't want to see you because you're like this and you're like this, which I understand. But excuse me, ma'am, you're the queen. He's king of like a quarter of the world. Yeah, you can't really be just like behaving like this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, deal with your issues later. Deal with your issues tomorrow in private. You know what I'm saying? And that's why all the guys there were like, all of his like, his council of wisdom, wise counsel. Oh gosh, we're like, you can't let the people know that this happened because no one's going to take you seriously. The king can't be seen to be having a wife acting crazy like this. So then went Vashti, in came Esther. Now, Esther was actually doing bits because Esther was the one who fasted for the people. She led all the people of Israel, the Israelites, to fast for 3 days and 3 nights. She had the idea. She risked it all for everybody because the women were not supposed to approach the kings, right? Like without being requested. So she decided that she had to risk it for everything and everyone and approach the king. And she could have died, right? Can we see very stark differences between Eve here, right? This is my point. She does it. The king is happy. The king, every time and it's so funny how he would always offer her, like what he would offer her is he would be like, what do you want? You can have anything you want, even half of my whole empire. He offered her half of everything. And what does she want? She's like, I just need you to reverse what this guy did, trying to get my people killed, is what I need you to do. That's all I'm asking you for. And he's like, but I'm going to give you a quarter of half of everything I have. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Oh my gosh. So that's my point. Did you guys see my point? We have Esther. And then we have Jezebel in the Bible. Let's talk about Jezebel. Let's talk about wicked wisdom. Let's talk about wicked wisdom. Jada Pinkett Smith. She comes along to Ahab, who was unfortunately not a very strong man, kind of a weak man, if you ask me, because she just came in with all her false gods and all her tyranny. Now he's supposed to be a king for the Lord, but now he's worshipping, is it Ashtaroth or something, which is very well long known demonic god that people still to this day support. Also with doing stuff like sacrificing children. In fact, this is what's insane, right? Oh my gosh, I love the Bible, right? I love the Bible. Where is my Bible right now? Oh, I only have my mini Bible. Do you guys want to see my mini Bible? It's so cute. I bought this. It is a full Bible. I just broke the keychain. Look how cute this is. It's a mini Bible. And look, it actually has writing in it. And pictures. Oh, why isn't it focusing? Yeah, it's a mini Bible. It's so cute. Maybe I can find it in the mini Bible. Should we try? Like, I'm actually unhinged at the moment. Where is it? It's got to be in like, because if I had my other Bible, I'm sure that it's highlighted because where is my other Bible? Where's my Bible, ladies and gentlemen? Anyway, so if I actually end up finding the verse from this mini Bible, I'm going to be so done. The 3rd letter of John, Joel, Leviticus. Where is it? I don't think this is the whole Bible, y'all. Was I scammed? Oh, this is so cute, though. Anyways, I'm so distractible. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, the point is, Jezebel, in order for... let me just not even quote what I was going to quote because I don't want to quote it if I've got my other phone that I can look on. Anyways, my point being, Jezebel comes along. She's got Ahab worshipping these other gods. She's got Ahab acting crazy. She's out here bloodthirsty. She's out here like, oh, babe, you want this land? Yeah, and they're not giving it to you. And he was not really trying to do nothing about the fact that they weren't giving him the land. Yeah, she's just going out and killing people. She was just horrific type of woman to be with. And she helped lead this man into treachery. Do you see what I'm saying? And so this is what I'm saying, that, you know, women are angels or demons. That's it. There's no in between. There's no like, oh, but she's kind of this. The only time that there might be a bit of confusion is obviously we live in a broken society. So there's a lot of angelic broken angels, right? Who just need a bit of, who would would re-emerge with some much needed help from the Lord and just love in general. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the people who are, I'll give you an example of somebody who I think is like a broken angel, which you guys aren't going to like at all, but I'm going to use it anyways. Actually, will I or won't I? I won't for now. If I change my mind, I will. My point being with this whole Jada and Will thing is just simply that. Also, I'm so disappointed about this mini Bible. I know, guys. I hope if you guys have stayed with me after these videos from today, I'm going to be like, these lot are my ride or dies. On a serious note, it's witchcraft. It's witchcraft. And that's the thing, guys, because us as women, we're deeply spiritual creatures. Like, we're very spiritually in tuned. We're very spiritually in tuned. That's why when we are, as women, when we ignore, you'll find us being more inclined all the time to like follow our instincts. Like, people don't realize that's what I do. Even with filming, I wait till it feels right. But what my version of making it feeling right is the Holy Spirit is saying, okay, now. And I've had literal life and death situations as a result of intuition, which I always say that your intuition is your free trial of the Holy Spirit, because when you have the Holy Spirit, it's just like, woo. Like, for example, I last year had a dream that an old friend of mine who I had not seen in years was pregnant. And I didn't even think anything about the dream. Couple months later, she's messaged me and she's like, in a really tough spot, and she's pregnant. And I was like, wait, I might have even known that she was pregnant before she did. So I was like, God, was I missing something? Was I supposed to message her? Like, and how many things am I supposed to act upon? And this stuff happens to me all the time, by the way, guys. All the time this stuff happens to me. I knew a guy, right, that was with a woman that he realized he shouldn't be with because she was in the demonic sides of things, okay? And guess what? He got back with her, didn't tell me about it, which it's not my business to know. I had a dream that she weaseled her way back in. And then a couple of weeks later, he was like to me, you know, I went to see her again. It was a mistake. I was like, what? Now, to the male community, I sound like an airy-fairy. I don't know. I've thought about becoming that. Maybe I'm an oracle. I was thinking like, maybe I should just live alone somewhere, go off into my world and come down when I have something wise to say, like biblical wisdom. Oh my gosh. I've just had the best idea. Oh my gosh. I should literally start a band and call it like something wisdom. That would be so much fun. I love the idea of doing things directly against what the Kingdom of Darkness is doing. I really do. Like, because, you know, we need to do that. Oh, this is so all over the place, but who cares, right? My point is that this kind of spell that Will Smith is under is so strong that it's like, I think it's tangible. I think we can all be in agreement that the spell is a tangible stage now, where we can all feel it, where we're all like, hello. Everyone's like, hello. And then she's just there sitting, glowing in the shine of Satan, right? In these interviews, continuing on with herself. Because you see how her life doesn't really get affected, but his does, right? See how he's out here looking extra stupid now for punching Chris Rock. Extra for smacking him. Get my wife. What wife? What wife? Because everybody's trying to figure out if yours is even actually married at this point. So what wife is you even talking about? And it's genius. And this is how I know, because this is a very male type of behaviors, like to be with somebody and to take as much as you can from them without making a long-term commitment. I don't mean that in a mean way, but I do think that guys do that when they can get away with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right? Yeah, it's giving masculinity. And then you got Will Smith now. I'm just like, and he's even doing interviews. It's like, literally just curl up in your shell and disappear. No, I'm joking. No, but it's sad, guys, because on a very serious note, I don't want him to curl up in his shell. I want him to boss up. I want him to step the way. And that's why I'm saying that this has to be witchcraft, because, excuse me, sir, but you are still with her. She is publicly, King Xerxes in some scriptures, Ahasuerus, the one I was talking about who married Esther, right? In the Bible, he allowed that level of public disrespect once and once for all. And that's why he's king. And guess what? Apparently, Will Smith just stayed as a prince, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, he did not rise up to the king status, and it's showing. It's showing so hard. It's showing so hard, and it pains my very soul watching a man in bondage. I'm like, you are under a spell. Can we be in agreement, guys? Can you guys actually agree with me about this type of stuff? You're under a spell to still be with this woman. You know what I'm saying? And if I was him, I would actually leave her and I'll be like, look, I did my best. I tried to stick by her, blah, blah, blah. But I can't really tolerate this level of disrespect. I mean, even that interview where she was asking him questions and then about their relationship. And then she was like, he said, can we not document all of our conversations? And then she's like, see, so-and-so and so-and-so relationship expert they'd gone to. Why can't, I need y'all help because look what he's doing again. And I'm like, what? Where is the respect? There's just such a lack of respect. It really upsets me because, and also just the whole Tupac thing. You should have been long done with a woman if she's talking about another man. Can I just say, you better be long, L-O-N-G done. L-O-N-G-D-O-N-E with someone who is going on that much about somebody else. Right? And she's basically saying to the world consistently all this time, oh, by the way, yeah, I'm with him, but he was my second choice. Well, if I can't have Tupac, well, I really hope Tupac would have woken up. Anyway, I've said loads, I've said enough. Women can be witches or angels. At this point, I think we need to just go on ahead and accept that as a truth. I highly recommend to everyone, recognize that women are either witches or angels. There is no in between, guys. There's no in between. And let me tell you the best part of it that makes it the most heinous form of evil and why it's Satan's greatest trick. Because we're so trusting looking. We all look the same. The angels and the demons will look the same. In fact, oftentimes, the most demonic types of women will look like the most good women. They'll be the ones that look like the most good women. I remember you have these stories that come out every now and then of these moms on YouTube. And it's yeah, come with me while I pack lunch for my 5 kids. So this is my son's bath time routine. And this is how I homeschool him. Now we're going to go to the pumpkin patch because it's fall. On the way, I'm going to grab my pumpkin spice latte. The Lord was like, you need to shut up now, Nyasha. I'm like, okay, Lord, I got you, right? And then a heinous story will come out about them. Something actually heinous, right? Turns out that every time that they weren't on camera, she was burning them and putting hot matches on their skin, and she was doing this and she was doing that. And it'll be the person who everybody looks up to, who has the perfect curl in the hair and wakes up and does everything perfect. And it will be those people that people be like, wow, that's such a good woman. Look at her. She's nothing like the women of today. Give me a break. Give me an actual break. But then we'll have more smoke. We'll have more issues with somebody like Christian Rock, let's talk about that. We've got everything negative to say about her because why? Because she doesn't look like what we consider to be anything this, that, or the other, right? But then why is she even grinding so hard? She said it herself, because her mum is sick. She wants to move her mum near where she is, and the things that she's been through is the reasons why she's conducting herself the way that she does. I get it. I've been through a lot of the same things that she has. When I look at her, I think, wow, I feel you, girl. I feel you when you didn't exactly, get the certain things that other people have, or people just judge you because of how you look or where you've been. And she, for me, I just very sensitive to her whole story, because I feel like she's one of those people that just needs love. And it will transform her, because even now that she's had a baby, and everyone's like, oh, she's not fit to be a mother. Yeah. So you're going to have all this venom and all this fire for her, right? Who, yes, is being problematic and gets violent. A lot of times it's alcohol induced. A lot of times it's also the people interviewing her, the people that talk to her, the people around her purposefully setting her off, because everyone in the world gets a kick out of it, because we're also addicted to watching other people that we can judge online, which is half the reason why people watch reality TV in the first place, so they can sit on their high horse of self-righteousness and look down on others, right? So we're judging her over here, but this lady over here, because she looks perfect, oh no, she's not the one to worry about. She is a good mom. She is a loving mother. She is an example to the young ladies of today who just only want to be boss babes and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like, and the things that people should be paying attention to, right? Your son, Jada and Will, I'm talking about, your son wants to be emancipated because he's like, I don't want to be connected to this family. Like, who would want to be? I can't imagine what it'd be like to grow up in that household. But then Will Smith and Jada have been considered, like, especially like these people that we look up to. They don't get the treatment of somebody like Christian Rock. They don't get the treatment of, now they do, because now Jada's just going all the way off the ledge ever since we all found out about the entanglement with August. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, angels versus demons, ladies and gentlemen, is my point here. Some women appear like demons and they're really just broken angels. Some women are appearing like angels and are wolves in sheep's clothing. Ladies and gentlemen, wolves in sheep's clothing. And I find it fascinating that they always have this spiritual element about them, right? There's always this, like, because they have to, right? Even if you look at the evil, a lot of the evil women, Kris Jenner and the church, oh gosh, don't even get me started. We're going to reload to Scientology, guys. You got to wait for me to reload back into Scientology. So those are my takes on the situation anyways, guys, because I just think this is a lesson that the spiritual world exists and we do become enslaved to things. We're not as smart as we think, because you know what? We'll all be the same people sitting here thinking, I'll never end up with a Jada. As a man, maybe. But then you'll be walking off in pride thinking you know, because you're eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And then, ladies and gentlemen, 10 years from now, you're like, how did I end up with Jada? Because we don't know what we're doing. This is why I believe in being anchored in the Lord, because in the Lord keeps me anchored and he keeps me protected, and he keeps me from flirting with that type of energy, because I know that whisper of the devil, the whisper of like, just become seductress, become wicked, become this, become that, like do this. I know the opportunities are there. The same things happen to me all the time that happen to these other women who are taking advantage. And I could just wake up and decide that instead of warring every day against a lot of other things that are trying to ensnare me, I choose, God, please, like, help me to like not turn into this. I don't want to even flirt with the idea of being like Jada. She scares me, and she's heinously evil woman. Heinously evil woman. And the fact that she can smile so comfortably in all of this is what's the most sickening of it all. That is what makes this the most sickening of it all. And it just breaks my heart, like I said, for Will. It breaks my heart mostly as well. And this is how the Kingdom of Darkness operates, right? Let me do something. This is what the Kingdom of Darkness loves to do. Let me do something that's going to wound the world, or wound as many people at the same time. Because now, There's even more wounds. We already have 100,000 wounds with men and women, to the point where I don't want to talk about it anymore. That's why one of the reasons I've just been like not really posting and just a bit different the last couple of weeks, because I'm like, God, I don't want to talk about it anymore. There's too many wounds. Everybody's wounded. We're all wounded by everything, right? So what does the enemy do? Let's just throw in another wound. Let's just give men another reason to assume that all of us ladies are demons. And to think of, there was like a post I saw, it was like 20 red flags in a woman. And I was like, the only women you're going to find that fit all of those 20, don't have any of those 20 red flags, probably ceased to exist in like the 50s in terms of having a majority. Because you can't complain about daddy issues in a society where so many people didn't choose to be in this world, didn't choose who brought them into this world, didn't choose why their father wasn't around, which in my humble opinion, and I know some people are not going to like that I'm going to say this, a lot of the men who have left their families, I get it, I get why. And a lot of them I've evaluated, it was the woman. And again, our trust in loving mothers, our lack of understanding. So it affects us all. And then we all are still looking for something that exists much more rarely in this society, because it's all dysfunction. And the enemy just keeps poking us in our wound, so our wounds can never heal. So we're never moving forward. And that's exactly what the kingdom of darkness wants, because the Bible says that the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Jesus came to give us life and life abundantly, right? Does this look like abundant life? Jada and Will. Like, the fact that he has been disrespected to this level has completely overshadowed all that he has done for a lot of people. How disappointing. And how many times do I tell you guys that if the enemy will send a woman to a man to destroy him, to destroy everything, the enemy will send a woman, because if we don't choose to sit on the side with the Lord, if we don't choose to sit with I want to say on the good side. I don't like to say good and evil, because no one's good. I don't believe anyone was good. I only believe Jesus was good. But anyway, we sit on the side of this side. If we don't choose that, that's what it is. At a certain point in my life, I was like, wow, I finally understand the spiritual battles in my life. It's not like I'm struggling to fight off the kingdom of darkness because the kingdom of darkness doesn't want me to be in the kingdom of heaven. I realized the kingdom of darkness wants to recruit me as one of the most problematic type of women. And when I had that revelation like 2 years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, what I would be if I actually decided to wake up in one day and decide to be a Jada. Oh dear. Oh dear. And I would destroy a lot of people's lives. I'm not going to lie to you. Right? Because like I said, we're women, we're trusted, people trust us with their kids. People think, oh, she's so sweet looking, she's so nice. Oh, of course she can be trusted. Yeah, the love of a mother is perfect, and there's nothing other than the love of a mother. Right. There is no greater disguise for evil than that. And all we have to do is say with our mouths, but I love them. I love. That's why my favorite Bible verse is this. Little children, 1 John 3:18. Little children, let us not just love in words, but in deed and in truth. I'm checking if the 1 John is in here. Yeah, 1 John is in here, guys, in the mini Bible. Let's read from here, because I've never read from here. Oh, why? They've only got second letter of John. And the third. This is so rude. Oh, so I can't even read my favorite scripture. Anyway, 1 John 3:18. Little children, let us love in not just in words, but in deed and in truth. That means your actions and the intention of where they come from are the metric by which we quantitate. I love using that word because it's not a real word. It's not a real word. We quantify love. So no, darling, Jada. You don't get to walk around treating a man like that and then just try to sit there and be like, oh, but it's love and I love him and love, love, love. No, you don't, because according to the Lord, according to the scriptures, according to the Bible, according to the wisdom of God, little children, let us not love just in words, but in deed and in truth, by what we do and from a truly intentional place. Because why does the Bible include in truth? Because some people, again, especially women, well, I will do anything for my kids. Like, I need to protect them from everything. Like, she's just the reason why I don't like my daughter's boyfriend is because I just get a feeling. It's like, no, ma'am, you're salty that she's found a nice young man and you're single. And so you're going to use your wickedness. Guys, I can't even talk about this stuff. Anyways, if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless everybody. Let me know your thoughts on the situation in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think. God bless you all, and I'll see you in my next one.